Hi, my name is Stephany Dakota-FSO-Music, and I am a freelance electronic dance music DJ and a music production student at Full Sail University. In this podcast, I'm going to explore how the most influential rock group of the 60s, the Velvet Underground, and their album The Velvet Underground and Nico, directly influenced one of rock music's most popular artists, David Bowie. With featured quotes from a few of the band members from each respective group, I will delve into one song in particular from David Bowie's stage show and soundtrack, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. That song, 5 Years, was released in 1972 on the album The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. David Bowie and his persona Ziggy Stardust were a perfect example of an artist who was directly influenced by Andy Warhol's approach to art, music, and dance, and Lou Reed's lyrics, and the Velvet Underground's style. As Andy Warhol describes,
"We're sponsoring a new band. It's called the Velvet Underground, and we're trying to. Well, since I don't really believe in painting anymore, I thought it would be a nice way of combining, and we have this chance to combine music and art and films all together, and we're sort of working on that, and well, the whole thing is being auditioned tomorrow at 9 o'clock, and if it works out, it might be very glamorous."
According to Wikipedia, David Bowie, during the tour, Bowie's observation of two seminal American proto-punk artists led him to develop a concept that would eventually find form in the Ziggy Stardust character, a melding of the persona of Iggy Pop with the music of Lou Reed, producing the ultimate pop idol. For Bowie, the image of art and music together as a show inspired the creation of elaborate costumes and a major show production, Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. It immediately became popular, as described here by Spiders from Mars bassist Trevor Bolder.
The music industry had gone through the blues stage, the Beatles had started, and it went into this blues stage with bands like Cream and that coming through, and the rock, and you've got the Deep Purple, and you've got all that, which was okay for the heavier people, but for the younger kids, and that, there really wasn't anything except poppy records. There wasn't anything you could like. There was no superhero for them. You know what I mean? There hadn't been any for a while. And when Bowie came along with Ziggy, he was a superhero, really. They latched onto that superhero. And that's how it works. It's a cartoon character. And that's what he was on stage, and he worked perfectly the way it was put together.
Reed's lyrics were another influence for Bowie. Both remained dark, hopeless, and dismal. As Velvet Underground dancer Gerard Malanga recalls,
very radically different from your normal rock and roll love song. They dealt more with darkness, and there wasn't anything optimistic about the songs, in a sense.
This was a common trait with Bowie's music as well. Again, according to Wikipedia, David Bowie. Elsewhere, the album Hunky Dory 1971 explored more serious themes and found Bowie paying unusually direct homage to his influences with Song for Bob Dylan, Andy Warhol, and Queen Bitch, a Velvet Underground pastiche. Bowie's 5 years exemplifies this dark, lyrical theme, as explained by Spiders from Mars drummer Woody Woodmansey when he talks about the mood created by the drum intro.
It starts with a drum intro, and that was really just setting the mood for the piece, really, getting that hopelessness into a drum beat that was interesting at the same time as everything's hopeless and we're all going to die, I guess. Sounds very deep, what you can actually do with a drum kit, but you can do it.
Pushing through the market square. So many mothers.
And again by Malcolm Dome of Total Rock Radio.
And although you can say the 5-year plan didn't quite work, I think it's a way a lot of people still look at life in terms of we haven't got very long and we have to get our act together and do something. And it's something from the outside that has to influence and inspire us.
Lastly, the final influence I want to highlight is the drumming technique of both the Velvet Underground and Bowie's Spiders from Mars. Both drummers focused on maintaining a steady beat. The drumming was simple and basic, one that the other musicians could come back to, a steady beat which remained constant and unchanging underneath the layers of instrumentation going on around them. Here is drummer Maureen Tucker of the Velvet Underground.
Someone wasn't holding it all down, it would just be this massive confusion. So I would concentrate on just playing the same beat we started at, and just keep it under there so when everybody came back, there was something to go back to.
And now, drummer Woody Woodmansey of Bowie's Spiders from Mars.
The drumming was, again, a simplistic approach. It was just really let the arrangement and everything else ride on top of this groove you've set up, and you can't really break it down or mess about with it. It was, again, the stable point, you know.
The Velvet Underground were before their time of fame and are now considered the most influential rock group of the 60s. Of the many artists they inspired to start their own group, there are many characteristics that carry on through rock and roll music that can be attributed to the profound effect the Velvet Underground had on so many successful artists. David Bowie and his production and persona of Ziggy Stardust can certainly be given credit for taking the main influence of the presentation of art, dance, and music to the next, if not highest level of artistic expression.
Yes.